What's good, YouTube? We're gonna break the fourth wall here a little bit and talk about Market Watch's impact on the market and what happens here. So Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, if you keep up with the market regularly, over the past day from my last Market Watch, went from the $52 that I showed it at all the way up to 70 lowest, and quickly it's come back down. Now here's why. The hype wasn't true, and I don't hype cards. What I explain is why people would want them and why they're going up. Crystal Wing was already going up, so people, I guess, decided to go and get theirs now. And there's one simple reason. You're going to play it in Wind Witches, and if you're going to play DDDs now, you need it for DDDs. And DDD is still at full power even when Junishishi hits, if you're choosing to play that deck. So you have one of those cards that allows you to play multiple decks. You can play it in Zolkin Metal Foes. You can play it in all sorts of decks. So it's very versatile, and that's why it earns its price. Blue Eyes players actually have some money back, like if they had Blue Eyes. So Market Watch can impact the market, and I don't hype things. When I do, it's usually something that I'm saying, hey, there's a deal over here, go get it at this price, and then people make their own decisions. Let's look at Gem Knight DT. Yeah, and then Formula is actually something else I want to talk about. But Gem Knight DT, if you remember a couple days ago, the lowest mint one was $8, and I was like, this card should not be $8. It's $10. Oh no, $2 more for the hollowed out version. That's still only, it looks like a lot of the other Gem Knights got bought out too for some reason. So like, it's only gone up $2, and it's still only $2. Like, look, this is light played all the way. It's still only, what is this? Yeah, $1.75 above the other versions of it. So the DT version being $1.75 is still pretty low comparatively. Now, it's still a lot for a card, $10, but for a hollowed out version, it's not bad. And that's where I would hype cards. I hype by showing where the deals are. I don't hype cards. A lot of people are like, stop hyping these cards. Well, you're not listening to what I'm saying. If there's an asterisk by anything, what I'm telling you is that this is the reason it's gone up. This is the reason. A lot of people accuse me, actually, several. They're like, I know you invested in Rare Fish, but stop hyping it. I don't have any rare fishes. I actually tried to go get Billy to get a bunch in Bochum, but he was busy winning the event, and also they don't allow trade binders out on the main floor in Europe events, apparently. So Billy was not able to get me any rare fishes, and I did not invest, and I would not have. Like, at $12, I said if you're playing heroes, get them at 12, and it did boost to 20 after. But simply for the fact that you're going to need this card for an instant fusion target to not waste your Norden. So if you listen to what I'm saying, and you actually listen to my reasonings, you'll realize things aren't hype. Now, Formula Secret, that's actually pretty insane to me that it went that much bought out on TCG Player. But again, always look at both platforms. That's what I'm showing you to do, is always look on both, which is ridiculous. Look, 1050, 12. Like, there's still deals, but it quickly goes up. But if you're playing DDDs, you're going to be playing this card, and this is the highest rarity. And look, you still have all the other budget options that are still there. But somebody went and took my advice, probably, and went ahead and got these. And that's just their own decision. Like, I said I would get them at that low price, but somebody took all of them. And that just happens. I would not pay more than I had suggested to, and I would not tell people to pay more. I was just like, look, this is a deal. You can get it at this, and you can go probably look at other websites and find deals. These are not the end-all be-all. TCG Player and eBay are not the end-all be-all. But I show them to give two forms of examples instead of saying, oh man, yeah, this right here is still, you know, $57. It's up $5 versus, you know, look, it's 52, which is what I showed it 2 days ago on TCG Player. It's still got a low of 52 if you come over to eBay, and new listings are getting posted out. So please don't say that I'm hyping something unless I'm saying, go buy this now. Like, I do that, but only with deals on hollowed out versions of cards, typically, or things like Anunku, where I'm telling people like, hey, this card is, you know, really low right now. All the other Infernoids are up. I would go ahead and get my Anunku now at $1. So I didn't say go buy out the ultis even. Like I said, go get the secret, the budget versions. So after breaking the fourth wall, let's return to our normally scheduled market watch. Different Dimension Ground did see a buyout recently, but I waited to post it for this exact reason. So it's very good against a lot of decks. Very, very good against DDD. Very good against Zodiac Beast, as all the Mole Marats are going to get banished. Very good against many different things. Only 3 total on TCG Player, but we see already the new listings quelling back to what it was. It was at $8 a couple days ago and had raised, but you see somebody already listing theirs at $10.50 that wants to sell it now. We've got near mint / light play at 16, so it does go up quickly, but it was a buyout. It's an STBL card. STBL cards are always very expensive, and I think that expensive cards such as this that, you know, have a good effect. It's a walking macro. If you don't know what this card does, during this turn, any monster sent to the graveyard is removed from play instead. So macro is the wrong turn. It's a different dimension, different dimensional fissure. But basically, it's really good against a lot of strategies, and it's a trap, so you're able to use it during your opponent's turn with little effect on yourself. I believe XC's materials dodge this as it says monster. I don't know, guys. I personally can see that it's come in and out of play. I've put it in several decks myself here and there in the side deck. I don't think it's main deck material, but it is an STBL card. So, if you think you're going to play it, yeah, $10, sure. But I wouldn't buy it at these prices. So maybe I just have to be more concise about what I'm saying. A lot of people are actually telling me to hype this card. I don't hype cards, guys, but I will tell you the merits of cards. If this card this takes a tuner synchro monster and a non-tuner synchro monster, so it's very hard. Pretty much limited to DDDs, and I would only use it in the next 3 weeks. I wouldn't use this in Zodiac format, but it's very good in DDDs against Paleozoics, against Metal Foes, and many other decks, and I'll tell you why. If this card is synchro summoned, you can banish all spell and trap cards your opponent controls and in their graveyard. If this synchro summon card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one other monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So you can banish Metal Foes Fusion, multiple scales, banish all the Paleozoics back rows. You use Formula Synchron to make this, along with a synchro monster. His levels are 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So you're able to turn them out in DDDs. And the merits are getting rid of Fusion is huge, and then you have a big monster that they have to deal with. I do think it's good at $1. I don't think you want it if you're paying much more, or if you're planning to not play in this temporary format where it's DDDs are coming out and Junichi aren't. I don't know if you'll want to be playing it past that. It is a decent side deck option, and if you have room in your extra deck. But DDD extra decks are so cramped and have so many options that I would consider maybe even side decking it, but you usually want to play these cards as extra deck. But yeah, you save yourself a little money. It was actually a low of 67 cents a few days ago when I was toggling it, and so it has gone up just a little. So the hype is happening on its own. Yeah, it's a DDD card, so if you're playing DDDs, go ahead and get it. I can't see you playing it in much else in the current format. Robbie Cole, shoutouts to Robbie Cole, the originator of Market Watch as far as I'm aware. He showed off gift card, and typically gift card is $3, but it is going down slightly from what it was at. There was a low of $7 a bit ago, and then it went back down to $5, and now it's heading back. The reason for this incline is that Nurse Reficule is searchable. You see that the market price still normal is $3.50, even though we have the low of $4.30 over here. The listed medium at $5, but you can get yours a little cheaper for just a bit. This one is here, and then it quickly goes up. So the reasoning for this, Nurse Reficule is searchable. This is now the hard card to get. It is a short print, only printed in Tactical Evolution, never re-released out of that set. So a very good card in that specific deck. And you see here on eBay, let me refresh to make sure, the low is $7.50 about. And that's pretty surprising. So we see, again, throughout this market watch, eBay cheaper on different dimension ground, eBay more expensive on this older card, eBay more expensive on Crystron because you'll never pretty much see a card under $1 on eBay due to fees and stamps, whereas you can see that on your cheaper cards over here. It's nice to see that back and forth happening right now and not a one like kind of sided landslide towards one or the other. And I always love when that happens. It makes me happy to see competition because that gets us our lower cards. But gift card, definitely, the reason it deserves its price, A, it's a funny card, B, it actually is a short print that you use in a niche deck of Nurse Reficule Burn, which is now searchable. Speedroid Terratop got bought out. Robbie Cole also covered this. The Ultimate Rare got bought out and is slowly recovering. It looks like it's gone straight back to its medium price. It was at 43. We still see it about 45. I think this will be possibly, as so many people are calling for it to be hit on the ban list. We see it at 45 on eBay as well, and we see a ton of listings over here. So the buyout, I think, was exclusive over to TCG Player. That's why you always, again, want to check both, but I still am skeptical. Its price is down from when I last covered it on my market watches. It's a very, very tough call. I don't know. If you want yours to have yours, why not? But if you're playing them, I would definitely get the supers for now. The supers, as we see, you can go get for $10. Light played, yeah, $10 for first ed. So just if you're actually having to play these, get the supers for now. I think we'll see a ban list quickly after Seattle, in my opinion, if it doesn't happen before, because we usually hit that. Like last year, Seattle was what, or 2 years ago was Necros? I want to say it was 2 years ago now. Wow, we have played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, guys. But then Seattle was so dominantly Necros, and this will be very similar with Junishishi coming out for Seattle. So the first kind of event that we see a deck. And what's my last tab? I actually don't know. Let's look together. Nunku, because I was talking about it. Yeah, so the secret rares have gone up. It was $1 when I was mentioning, again, like $1.50, and now the lowest is $2.50, a whole $1 increase. And you see the bigger vendors get in there and start selling theirs and quell the prices. That's just the natural order. Voltage Games as well, having 2 listings, it was selling the unlimited at the same as the first ed. So you see them always, the bigger vendors will come out, Adam Korn as well, Overdose Gaming, come out and just squash usually the prices and have a real effect on the market themselves. But again, I just want to stress, guys, breaking the fourth wall, I know Market Watch can have an impact at times. That's because I am telling people and giving information. Information is the power of the beholder. You are now informed of what is happening. I am not hyping things, I am telling you. The only time I hype is when I see a deal and I say I would personally get that. Whoever wants this, go for it. And that is, if you listen instead of you just see a picture and assume it's good and that I'm talking about it, then you should be able to use the information. It's not, oh, it's on Market Watch, it's hype. That's not how this works. That's not how it's ever worked. And I know it's a vocal minority that I'm talking about. The Market Watch is, for a reason, the most viewed segment on the channel, besides Billy Breaks Stools. And there's also a reason that it's so much liked compared to disliked overall. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hearing me ramble out. I hope you kind of saw like some things, like how this was bought out and is kind of still bought out with just 1 copy here. Maybe an option for your DDD decks, something funny, and then, you know, the real considerations of why would somebody buy this out either? Like, I still don't know how this got bought out. But thanks for watching. Shout outs to MCole40 for being the father of Market Watch. And thank you all for joining. And I hope you do appreciate these rather than think that I'm just out here rambling and trying to make things happen. Like, I'm not trying to make things happen. Most of the time, I'm commenting on the aftermath instead of the beforehand. That's almost all of the time. Thanks for watching, guys.